on, let's go outside, let's take a walk in the sun. There are things to learn and things to see, a big wide world for you, your dog, and me. Dog Talk. Hi everybody, and welcome to Dog Talk. I'm Pat Becker, and as usual we're going to introduce you to an artist. We are featuring artists from Oklahoma this season, and those especially who paint animals. Welcome, Diane Smith. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
It's good to see you and your little dog Skip. Whoa!
Hi.
How are you?
Fabulous. Hello, babies.
Well, look who's here, folks. Anybody who doesn't know Greg Moore hasn't lived in Oklahoma for too long.
That's true.
KTOK, we worked together.
Yes, we did.
How nice of you to drop by.
Thank you.
I may
thank you.
put you to work, you know.
Well, I can do that. I could work the back 40. I brought my tractor, and I'm ready
Well,
to.
no, I'm going to make you host,
Oh,
I think, today.
well, okay.
Then you'll
That'd be easier.
You'll have to use the brain power. This is the thing you do best, so I'm not at all concerned. Welcome, for goodness sakes.
Thank you so much.
I am so surprised, and it's excellent.
It's fabulous to be here.
Yeah, and you just arrived in time. This darling little dog, Skid, she is so precious.
Hi, Skid.
And this is Diana Smith.
Hi, Diana.
And
Hi,
she is
nice
the
to meet
artist
you.
for all of this beautiful work.
Thank you.
It is just fascinating, Diana. Now tell me, you mentioned that you had started in graphics, right?
Well, I work as a graphic designer, but I paint nights, weekends, every break I have,
Because
I'm painting.
that's
my
where
passion.
the heart is.
Right,
Of course,
right.
that's the passion.
Yes.
Well, you know, the thing that I loved about your art is the smiles on these dogs, and obviously she specializes in these. Every dog there has a look on its face, and of course this is the thing. Dogs express themselves physically because they can't communicate verbally.
Right.
You know, they try, but we don't understand it exactly. But you see that smile and that twinkle in their eye, and it makes a difference. I especially love this one. Who is that?
That's a mixed breed. It's got some shepherd in it, but it's a mixed breed
It
dog.
looked a little like a Jack Russell Terrier, long-haired Jack Russell Terrier, rough coat.
You can call it anything. It's so many of them, and like this one, I zoomed in so close, it's just the smile.
Just
But
the smile.
You can tell.
What's over there, Greg? Is that the...
That one is from the Dog and Pony Show, which is a show I had a couple of years ago, and I had all of the dogs wearing hats or costumes or jumping through hoops.
That is so precious. And the Chinese crested.
The Chinese crested is on Chinese newspaper.
Wow.
For a while I did a series like that where I painted over a collage of papers. Sometimes it was the want ads for dogs.
Yes.
And sometimes it was a map of Germany, and I painted
perfect.
German Shepherds.
Well, we love your style, and
Thank
I
you.
love your philosophy. Obviously, the philosophy of an artist comes through their work, and you can see how deeply that you are, you know, impassioned with dogs and
Yes.
everything, which is why we love you.
This one almost
you.
smells like milk bones. This is so cool.
I bet it does. Well, we have a Dog of the Week treat for you.
Oh
And
my
look
gosh.
at here. Now,
Oh my
Sweetie Pie, do you like this kind of thing?
Oh
Whoa.
my gosh, yes.
I do. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait. No, Greg can't have that one. You can have it. Would you like to have that?
Oh, my
She says,
gosh.
can I have everything that's
What
in
else
there?
is in there?
Exactly. It's all for you, Skip. It's
Oh,
all
that's
for you.
wonderful.
And this is a $100 gift certificate to A1 Pet Emporium.
Oh my
Hello,
gosh,
babies.
To
that's
buy your
fabulous.
precious baby some treats.
Yes, that's
So
a wonderful
If
place.
a person wants to reach you to get a portrait or an impression of their dog, how do they do that?
They can call me. I'm local, 755-6927, or they can go to one of my websites. I have dianajsmith.com, and I also have
The doggone
doggoneportraits.com.
The doggone portraits. That's the one I honed in on.
Yes,
Well,
and I
it has-
love to do commissions. Yes.
you know, I can see how, you know, this is an impressionistic kind of thing, and yet it is so real.
Thank
I mean,
you.
this
Yeah.
is, look at the eyes.
Beautiful.
I love it. Well, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
I always get excited about a new place in town. a boarding facility, a grooming facility. All of these kind of amenities help us out a great deal when we have dogs who need them. And I'd like to present, oh, you are so cute. I'd like to present Sherry Blair. How are you, Sherry?
Good, thank you so much.
And you've got a new place called the Dog House.
I do.
Well, tell me about it.
Well, we are located at Northwest Expressway in MacArthur, and we provide all kinds of dog care services, boarding, daycare, grooming, and obedience training.
Wow, well, you do it all.
We do it all.
And do these little dogs participate?
They sure do.
Is this Chanel?
This is Chanel, and Chanel does come to the dog house every day.
Oh, she is so precious. This is Greg Moore, my friend, who was a radio guy, actually, and he's holding Coco.
That is Coco.
So what do you think, Greg?
She's a cutie.
That's what you need.
Well, that's what I rubbed peanut butter on my nose for when I came here. So the
Works
dogs
every time.
Yeah, you better believe it.
Yeah, well, and I am so excited. So how many can you handle? How many dogs can you handle at this point?
Usually it depends on the size of the dogs, but somewhere around 20 dogs. Now when we board, we have 23 suites. We have all 4x9 suites for our dogs to stay in, so we actually can take a few more boarders, but our boarders are involved in daycare also.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Now, I also noted that you are a dentist.
I'm actually, I'm a practice management consultant in dentistry.
Oh, okay. So you
not
don't do the hands-on.
I work with dentists is
shoot.
what I do.
Greg and I thought we might get a discount.
You know, well, now I can still take care of that for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay? I got you covered on that.
Now, I got this thing here. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. See, I don't do it, but I know people who do it.
All right. Knowing people who know people is a good
that's
thing.
what I think. So that's even a better position.
Well, you know, we sent Susan Owen out to your place because I was so excited about seeing it. So we're going to run this little video and watch this, guys.
Thank you.
You'll love this.
There's a new doggy daycare and boarding facility in Oklahoma City. It's out on Northwest Expressway in MacArthur. I stopped by with some friends and our pup Jeep to check it out. The staff was super friendly and they absolutely loved Jeep. They walked us through the process for enrolling a dog for daycare and boarding. First stop is an interview with a trainer, followed by a temperament test. All the staff at the dog house have had in-depth training in dog behavior as well as CPR and first aid. Sherry is the owner of the dog house and she gave us a quick tour. First stop was their beautiful grooming facility. They offer individualized cage-free grooming, so they can pamper your pooch from start to finish. The lucky dogs who stay at the doghouse have 3,000 square feet of indoor space to run and play while supervised by their dog-loving caregivers. The doghouse has 24 individual suites for their overnight guests. Each guest has space for their own belongings and a bed and blanket ready to curl up in. They have a lovely kitchen and bedroom suite for the caregiver who is on site 24 hours a day. Outside, the dogs have 7,000 square feet of space to run and explore. We thoroughly enjoyed our visit at the doghouse. They are open now and ready to welcome your dog.
Well, I think everybody can see why this is an excellent spot to take your animal. And you were telling me that you guys do some outreach things with other people too.
Absolutely. We definitely want to be a part of the community. And so like in May, we worked with the Red Dog Boxer Rescue. In June, we're going to be doing an event for Bella, with Bella, then an adoption event. So we want to make sure that we reach out if anyone would like to partner with us.
I promise you they will jump all over
Well, I
that
hope that they do because we're there for them.
It's so important.
Yes.
folks, this is a great place to go. So tell me where it is exactly again.
Northwest Expressway and MacArthur, just north of
And there'll
that.
be a sign that says the
Absolutely,
doghouse? Okay.
absolutely. And jump on our website and our Facebook. So.
We will definitely do that. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
One of the longest existing facilities that I know of, a rescue called Pets and People, is in Yukon. And Edie and I have been friends for a long time, and I called her and I said, you know what? It's time for Pets and People to come back out and say hi. Megan, how are you?
Good, thank you.
And Dana, how are you?
Great.
This is Greg Moore. He's a radio guy, but don't hold that against him.
Yeah, I'm actually okay. I've had all my shots.
Yes, I see. So this is a beautiful dog you're playing with here, Greg.
This is Sally.
That is Sally.
She's a sweetheart.
She looks to me a little like a German Shepherd.
A little bit.
And the reason I say that is because Greg's daughter is looking for a German Shepherd. So we feel very certain that this is probably a German Shepherd.
I think so.
Yes.
I think that's a German Shepherd.
No, this one is definitely not a German Shepherd. That one will not pass at all, but that is a sweet girl. Tell me about this girl.
Well, this is Sally. She is good with big dogs and little dogs and kids, and she's kind of, we consider her our park greeter. She goes to the park during the day and plays with all the animals that come to our public dog park.
Yes. Well, whatever combination that God has given her, it works. She is beautiful and sweet, and I can see that. So tell me, with Pets and People, I know you are right next door to the dog law officer there, and you've been there for how long?
20 years.
At least 20 years. And I remember having visited it many times, and Edie is so wonderful. She has just stuck with this facility, and you know, it's not an easy thing to do. It really isn't. And I know in Yukon there are a lot of you have a lot of activity with dogs that are being abandoned or loose and that sort of thing. So how you say you've had this dog how long?
About 3 months.
3 months. So you all wait a great deal of time, which is wonderful on it. And how are you funded?
From donations.
From donations, which has been for a long, long time. Yeah. So Megan, tell me about this little pup.
This is Nigel. He
Can you kind of hold him?
Yeah. This is Nigel. He is actually Dana's foster, and she's had him how long?
Almost a year.
So this fuzzy little guy, can you stand him up on your leg there?
Here you go, sit up, baby.
Yeah. So this little guy. So tell me then, Dana, where should this little dog go? What kind of family home would be good for him?
He needs a quiet home with no kids. He's terrified
He's a little
of
older
kids.
dog.
He is. He is. He came from a puppy mill, so so new things scare him. He needs a quiet home.
You know about puppy mills, Greg?
Yes, I do, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it's right. It's one of those things. But I think I have got a costume downstairs, looks just like a German Shepherd. And I think this dog would fit right in there. Perfect. We could call it a puppy, right? And his daughter.
His daughter would be happy.
So we have 2 shepherds for you.
Exactly.
Then we have 2. But so what kind of projects are you all do during the day? You do outreach projects during the year and things like that. How many do you do?
We do quite a few. We have a couple different things that we'll run. We have a dog wash that we do annually. We have a garage sale. One of our biggest events is our auction that we hold in November every year.
And you know, the thing that really is impressive, folks, about this facility is that when I have checked and done my research, they rarely ever lose many volunteers. They have fosters and they need them more.
That says a great deal.
But you can't say that about a lot of them. So I know that the place is just run so well. So the location of it is a little bit difficult to find. You go down the main street there in Yukon, and then you have to head north and pass some things. What is the exact address? Do you know?
701 Inla.
Inlap? Inla. That's it. I know, because I get lost when I go out there. Of course, that's just me. I get lost when I go out my front gate. So it's kind of tricky. But now see, Greg,
yes.
That would be a great place for you to take your daughter to visit, because I bet they've got occasionally, and girls, I'm putting it in your ear now, a German Shepherd. If it comes across the board, you know who to call,
You know who
right?
to call.
Or,
What's a sweetie?
oh, look at this. Now,
We actually have a Shiloh Shepherd puppy in foster.
Really?
no kidding. There you go, Greg. See, you could take her home and have the puppy too. Then you'd have one for your daughter and one for you.
One for me. And an heir and a spare.
An heir and a spare. I think that would work. What's wrong with that idea?
It works for me.
I think it works for me too. Well, we appreciate you guys coming in. We have a $500 donation to give to you guys.
Thank you
for
so much.
Pets and People. Anything that we can do, you know, Edie is considered a very good friend of mine, and I just love her, and all the work that all of you guys do is so important. Guys, you know, it is so easy to go to some of these rescues. This one in particular I love, because I have gotten, as a matter of fact, a couple dogs out of that particular rescue. They're all well taken care of. You can see that their temperaments are good. They're temperament tested. You do the vaccinations and you do the spay and neuter and that sort of thing. Oh, it's a done deal. Folks, get out there. Go to Yukon, and those of you in Yukon, for goodness sakes, adopt first, okay? We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
Every once in a while, we get a question from a viewer, which I am delighted because it's important. We don't know exactly what it is that you're interested in, so let us know. Questions, comments, we always love that. Go to our Facebook, our website, or give us a call. Now, we are in the company today of people who answer your questions. Of course, Greg Moore is the radio man. He can answer all kinds of questions about radio. However,
How to turn it on and turn it off. That's pretty much the extent of my knowledge.
that's okay, because I have given him a list of some of the questions to ask some of our trainers. Everybody will remember Angie, I guess. This is our trainers forum, and we do this quite often because we do need some of that expert advice. Annabelle Connor is here. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Pat.
And Rusty Rasmussen, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much.
Your mom usually comes. She sent you as a substitute. I'm going to say you're a lot handsomer than she is.
Well, thank you very much.
But we are looking forward to this, so I'm going to get right to it. And the main question that I've had, and I think kind of sums up a lot of questions that people ask, is what are the most important issues in getting a family dog? Let's start with you, Angie. When you go out and decide you're going to get one, as a matter of fact, a little secret here, my friend Greg is looking for a dog for his daughter. So this ought to be helpful. What are some of the issues that we need to think about?
Well, one of the things you need to think about is space. Do you have a big enough spot for whatever kind of dog it is? And usually people get dogs just by going around and they see one that's cute and says, I'll take that one. Or
Impulse.
the child picks it up. It's an impulse for sure. That's not the way you want to do it.
Excellent.
Research.
Yeah, research is it. What do you think, Annabelle?
Well, some of the most important things is the activity of the family too, and what you can do with the dog. If you have a high energy dog, you're going to have to do some sports with them and keep them busy.
Yeah, otherwise, what are the consequences?
Well, they'll tear up your house. And all
That's
kinds of
the
fun.
beginning
They'll
of
find
things.
their own job.
Yeah. So what is your opinion about this, Rusty?
I agree with both the ladies. Space, time, and the big thing is research. You need to research the breed that you're looking at and be able to determine if, as an adult dog, this is what will fit with your family.
Or as a puppy. Now, what about the age of children? I've had people write me and say, we just had a baby and I'm thinking about this baby growing up with a puppy. How old should a child be, do you think, Angie?
As old as the mother's willing to take on responsibility for 100% of the dog until they're 10.
I like that.
Until the child is 10 or
Until
the
the
dog
child
is
is
10?
10. Maybe both. Maybe both.
Maybe both. And this is the thing that is a big issue with me, because people don't really talk about it, think about it, and then the dogs end up getting abandoned or, you know, surrendered to different facilities. So this is an important factor. I like that. Did you have a question, Greg?
Yeah, when you bring a new dog into the family, or a puppy rather into the family, there are so many things that you feel like you need to train the puppy to do that you kind of, it's intimidating to know what you should start with. So what kind of obedience training should you begin with right off the bat?
What do you think, Rusty?
Right off the bat, of course, house training. That's the number one.
I'm still working on that myself.
I agree. Also crate training. Those are really the two key starting points in my mind to start with a new puppy. They're going to have puppy behavior that you have to work through, but that gives you a good,
Those are foundation.
Good foundational issues.
What do you think?
I agree with that, and then I'd add, I always teach them their name recognition and a recall. I add that.
I agree with all three of them.
Yeah. So it is a very important issue. So then, how is it important? How important is it to learn to teach people how to read their dog's body language?
It's probably one of the most difficult things for people in general to do. And a lot of it is working with your dog. If his tail's tucked between his legs, there's an issue. You have to figure out what it is. Maybe he's afraid of something in the corner. Maybe someone new came in the room. You have to kind of read their language and say, well, he's not comfortable with this. Let's see what we need to do to fix it. Oh, the child's pulling his ears. Aha, that's a problem.
Yeah, you know, it is an enormous issue that people don't consider. People don't even think about it. A dog communicates with us through their body language. They learn to communicate with us by reading our body language. So how important is it then, Rusty, to be consistent with your body language?
Consistency is probably the most important. Just like with raising a child or with your partner or your spouse, you have to be consistent with the dog, and that way they understand what to expect from you as you're asking them and you're teaching them you know, to recall or their name or any of the positive behaviors that we're looking for.
So give me an example.
A good example of consistency is for me, I tend to be a hand trainer. So if I tell a dog to sit, I'm going to use the same consistent hand motion with the verbs, because a dog is a visual animal, and so they see and they hear at the same time when I'm asking them to do a certain command.
And it's very important that the rest of the family follows that exactly, isn't it?
That is correct.
Yeah. So what do you think, Annabelle?
Oh, I agree. And the main thing is getting the whole family on board doing the same thing.
Okay, let's discuss some body language. Is a wagging tail always a happy tail?
Not necessarily. It kind of depends on what's going on around. Sometimes it's like, okay, I'm here and I'm happy, but on the other hand, there's this other dog over here,
I'm a little nervous,
and maybe I'm a little nervous. You have to see what else is going on besides that tail. You know, is he hunkered up? Is his hair standing up on the back of his neck? Is he licking his lips?
Tense.
Is he staring and his tail is wagging?
Yes.
Or is he bowing and saying, come on, play with me, I can play?
Yeah, this is exactly right. Dogs, when they want to play, or make themselves vulnerable. And so tell me some more body language. What about ears? Can we interpret a dog's attitude by its ears?
Yes, you can. If they have flattened ears, sometimes it's fear. Sometimes they're just real unsure. I also watch their weight, how they move their weight. If their weight's moving forward, sometimes in stiff, that can be a not so good sign that something's really bothering them.
Now, what do you think? What's another thing, Rusty, that you would think?
Well, of course, some dogs will snarl, and so you really have to watch their entire features. It's not just one specific thing, and it's your dog, and so you're going to know that, hey, something's not right. The other issue is that and I just forgot what I was going to say. The other issue is based on something else, and I'll remember it. Sure.
Yeah, well, it is so much, and it is so important. Folks, it is so important that you learn to read your dog's body language. Every really good trainer will tell you about this, and the importance is huge. What a dog does
in response to your actions, you can tell, was that positive? Was that negative? Was I too harsh? And the important thing is the consistency. It always is. Dog's posture, you know, and another dog coming up. One thing I never allow my dogs to do, and I always get the hair on the back of my neck standing up, is someone approaching me with a dog that comes straight at me and up to me. You see it a lot in some of the PetSmart, Petco's, some of the dog parks. You have to be so careful. I always say, excuse me, but my dog had a little cough the other day. I don't think you want to get too close. And that's putting it nicely. Most of the time I want to say, back off, buddy, you know, because you never know. Right. The triggers, tell me about triggers. What can trigger a dog?
Are you talking about like trigger them into
aggression, let's say?
Well, sometimes it's dogs getting in their space and in their face that are uninvited.
Yeah, and because dogs normally, naturally, you see a dog approaching another dog, you know, that if the dog lies down and rolls over on its back, that's what? Submission.
That's submission, and you don't see that as often as you think you're going to see it. There are a lot of things that come first. Dogs are very, very spatial. Some of them have a 5-foot perimeter, some of them have 6 inches. But a dog that is submissive will let him come so far and then start showing some signs. Their ears might lay back, their tails might get stiff, their hackles may raise. And then they might lie down if they're really worried about that dog. The other thing they might do is take a good flying leap at it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And that's what you really don't want to have happen.
And this is the whole end of the issue. The whole point is you have control over your dog's mind and its body if you observe it, if you learn to read the dog's body language, if that dog really knows you, if that dog really connects with you. So how can we tell when a dog has really connected with us, Rusty?
Really, that they will look you in the eye. It's eye contact. That dog is one with you when they're paying attention to you, when you're speaking with them, when you say their name, even if you call them from another room, they're going to come and look for you. I think that's the
So does that mean they trust you then?
That is a trust issue. Yes.
Exactly, because dogs, if you've noticed, dogs, when a dog meets another dog, sometimes they will avert their eyes or look this way or that way. If they stare at one another, that's not a good thing, is it?
No.
No. So you want to be sure and watch that kind of thing. Gosh, this has been so great, guys. Have we learned something?
I think so. I think a dog is really at home when he starts going through the fridge and, you know, answering your phone calls.
You know, guys, we're going to have trouble with him. When he gets a dog, we're going to have to all give him our phone numbers and say, Greg, call me, call me. But I am excited. When your daughter gets a dog, when she does, please have her look at all of the rescues and the shelters.
Certainly.
And just call around and say, and because I have done this for you, so I just want you to know. This has been such a fun show. We are so glad that you guys joined us. Join us next week for another good one.
Dogs. We're talking about dogs. Talking about big dogs, talking about little dogs, oh yeah. Chasing the ball, chasing the cat, digging holes, thing like that. Dogs. Talking about dogs. Laughing dogs, sad dogs, happy dogs, mad dogs. Dogs. Just talking about dogs. Lost and alone, running the street, checking the garbage, looking to eat. Out there sad and on their own, the law will get them if they got no home. Dogs.